Fear has always been a part of my life. Fear of the dark, fear of spiders, fear of losing my family, fear of eating poisonous mushrooms and dying alone, fear of doing anything new. And now, as a mom, I get to walk my children through their own fears. And today, we're going to talk about conquering those fears.
Do you miss having time for Jesus and yourself, but you're drowning in the responsibilities of motherhood? If so, you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Cheryl, wife, girl mom, and Jesus lover. I learned the not-so-secret ways to become the mom my girls needed by prioritizing Jesus back into mom life. If you're ready to build faith while washing dishes, rediscover your identity, and love yourself like your babies do, go grab your earbuds and lock that bathroom door for a minute alone. It's time for Mom.
There are fears from bad experiences, like the fear of drowning. Listen to episode 1. I'm still not over that one. And then there's irrational fears, like spiders. I literally cannot help that when I see a spider and I scream. It's just, I can't. I know I can kill it. I still scream. There's fears that can be grown out of, like the fear of the dark. But right now, we are in the thick of irrational fears with my kids. Fear of spiders, bugs, the dark, the wind, thunder, flies, chickens, snakes. There are many ridiculous things that they are afraid of, and so many things that they aren't afraid of and really need to learn the art of caution. They're at an age where they have random fears one day and absolutely none the next. And this can actually vary from hour to hour, which just makes my brain break. And I can talk until I'm blue in the face, trying to reason the fear out of them, and it won't work at all. I've tried. I have to walk them through their fears, in a way, literally. So you see a bug? Let's walk towards it. This one you're so afraid of, but the next you might be trying to pet it, but let's go ahead and walk towards it and see what happens. Oh my goodness, it ran away. See, it was scared of you. You don't need to be scared of it. Is the thunder scary? Let's learn what causes the thunder and then talk about how amazing God is. Is it really windy? Oh, let's go get your kite out and make something amazing happen in the middle of that fear. Are the chickens acting aggressive? Let's carry a stick and walk in a way that allows the chickens to escape rather than attack. But if they just won't let you, grab that stick so you can whack them if they decide to attack you. My girls are so brave. Being brave does not mean that you don't feel fear. It simply means that you act in spite of the fear that you feel. When God first called me to start this podcast, I was so afraid to start, and honestly, I am still very afraid that every week I will run out of ideas. I had no idea what I was doing. I had nowhere to start. I have a lisp, which is so fun. My husband thinks it's adorable. I don't, but he does, and his opinion's a little more valid on this one. I don't know what to talk about oftentimes, even though I literally have a giant list of things. I actually became paralyzed into inaction because of my fears. But then I was hit with this dread of disappointing God by my lack of obedience. The more certain that I was that podcasting was the direction God wanted me to go, the more I prayed about it and the more He provided. He provided a mic. He provided a class to teach me what I needed to know. He provided coaches to hold my hand in a way almost literally. He gave me the opportunity to guest on a few podcasts, and one of those interviews is going to be coming out next month, and I'm so excited to share it with you. The other will probably never see the light of day, but that's okay. God gave me the encouragement I needed from other believers, but that fear still never went away. It stayed. Before I launched Time for Mom, I published 2 devotions on Mom Life Devotions based on what God was teaching me through the process of following His lead, even though I am feeling very flawed and unqualified, unworthy, and at many times super insecure about my ability to follow through. One of those devotions was on the call of Moses, and the other was on the call of Saul, otherwise known as Paul. And those are going to be linked in the show notes. And they highlight the steps that I had to take, and I am going to do just a quick overview of what I ended up doing. Number 1, I had to make a decision. I had to physically decide to trust God. Exodus 4:11 through 12. Then the Lord asked Moses, "Who makes a person's mouth? Who decides whether people speak or do not speak, hear or do not hear, see or do not see? Is it not I, the Lord? Now go. I will be with you as you speak, and I will instruct you in what to say." Trusting God is a decision. You have to decide to trust Him, and you have to decide to ignore Him. If you aren't being obedient, you're deciding to ignore Him, and you're deciding to not trust Him. Isaiah 43:2. When you go through deep waters, I will be with you. When you go through rivers of difficulty, you will not drown. When you walk through the fire of oppression, you will not be burned up. The flames will not consume you. God is with us in the journey, no matter how good or bad it seems. He's right there. He's ready to walk with us through every bone-chilling fear that we face, whether it's public speaking, spiders, or eating mushrooms by ourselves. He's also there whether we're going to get thrown in a furnace or whether we're chilling in God's presence on a mountain cave. Trust is a decision, but God is still there no matter what we decide. The second thing that I had to do was pray repeatedly. 2 Timothy 1:7, for God has not given us a spirit of fear and timidity, but of power, love, and self-discipline. Sometimes the fear is self-induced, and other times it's not. But either way, prayer is a key to overcoming those fears. Proverbs 3:6, seek His will in all you do, and He will show you which path to take. There's another verse that I cannot for the life of me find that talks about how He will strengthen our ankles when we walk the path that He chooses for us. He makes it to where we aren't going to fall. He desires us to follow His will so much that He's not even going to let us fall when we try to follow Him. Prayer acknowledges God's presence in our lives. It invites God into the situation and invites Him to take over and do what He sees fit, how He sees fit, even though it might not seem in the moment. Hindsight is 2020 and is always better in the long run. The third thing that I had to do is what I do with my girls. I had to walk towards my fear. Because fear almost always gets smaller when we walk towards it, unless it's a spider. Ever hear the VeggieTales song, God is Bigger Than the Boogeyman? I love that song. It's a great one. You should listen to it. Maybe I can find it and put it in the show notes. Isaiah 41:10, don't be afraid, for I am with you. Don't be discouraged, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will hold you up with my victorious right hand. Isaiah 43:2, when you go through deep waters, I will be with you. When you go through rivers of difficulty, you will not drown. When you walk through the fire of oppression, you will not be burned up. The flames will not consume you. When we walk to our fears, when we walk towards our fears, God is with us. No matter how it turns out, God is still with us. And we can rest in that knowledge. The fourth thing that I had to do was I had to find some people to walk with me. So encourage each other and build each other up just as you are already doing. 1 Thessalonians 5:11. When I was a teen, I was struggling so hard with something very specific, and God brought an amazing person into my life named Lynn. She was such a godsend. I trusted a woman I had never met with my darkest secret, and she prayed for me. We exchanged emails, and I emailed her off and on when I was struggling, and she would pray for me. Sometimes the people who can encourage us the most are the people that we've never met. In this journey of podcasting, most of the people who are helping, encouraging, and pushing me to do more, to do better, and to follow God's leading with fearlessness are people I've never met. And I may never meet them because some of them are in Australia, in the UK. Some of them are in Canada, which isn't that far away, but it seems like a long ways. These people I still count as friends and fellow journeymen. And we walk together in this journey of following the call that God has put on our life to put our voice out there and figure out how to reach people and help them. And we are walking together. And that has been such an amazing experience. If for no other reason on this journey of podcasting, I am so thankful for the people that God has allowed me to meet, even if it is digitally. So thankful for that. The fifth thing that I had to do was I had to keep my eyes fixed on God. Proverbs 4:25-26. Look straight ahead. Fix your eyes on what lies before you. Mark out a straight path for your feet. Stay on the safe path. Psalms 25:1-5. Show me the right path, O Lord. Point out the road for me to follow. Lead me by your truth and teach me, for you are the God who saves me. All the day long, I put my hope in you. Keep your eyes fixed on God. If you've ever had to fight the fear of heights, you know this one so well. You have to keep your eyes focused on the goal ahead of you, not where you're coming from, because the instant you look down, you're paralyzed. Peter did just fine while his eyes were on Jesus, but the instant he started looking at his circumstances and the storm surrounding him, he started to flounder. We have to keep our eyes fixed on God. So, in wrap up, the 5 things that I did to even start this podcast was I had to decide to trust God, to trust His voice, to trust His leading, and I had to pray over it to make sure that I was hearing right, because there's always that doubt. I had to walk towards my fear. I had to get invested in the calling that God was giving me. Then I had to find some people who could walk with me. And like I said, most of these people are ones that I've never met, but there are my husband, my best friend, and a few other people at church that have been so instrumental in encouraging me to do this. And I also had to keep my eyes fixed on God, and I still do, because podcasting is a crazy journey, let me tell you. I have to keep my eyes fixed on God and remind myself of the things that He has called me to do, and that my job is to be obedient, not to get results. I am a seed planter and a seed waterer. I may never see those seeds grow. I have to keep my eyes focused on that fact that God is responsible for growth, not me, because it is very easy to get discouraged in something like this because you don't really see results. These are things that I'll never see, most likely, until I get to heaven. I won't know if anyone other than my mother-in-law, my sister-in-laws, and my mom listen to it for the most part. I would love to hear what you've done to combat fear in your life. And if you want to head over to our chat at bit.ly/momlifechat to share and encourage others, that would be so cool. And keep an eye out because I'm working on a Facebook group. It's going to be a private Facebook group just for you, moms, to lift up and encourage and interact and share. And I'm so excited. This is going to be so good. I look forward to being able to drop you a link when it's live. Until next week, mamas, may the God who controls the world, who holds it in His hands, who made the stars and the sun in our galaxy and others, may He remind you of His greatness and how no matter what you do, you are always in His hand. You just have to remember that. Bye.
Hey beautiful, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If so, would you take 30 seconds and share this with a mom who is wading through those mounds of laundry and dishes and wishing for just a little me time? Also, please leave a quick review for the show on Apple Podcasts. Your review helps other moms find the show, and it makes my day to know this podcast has helped you. Well, it's time for me to wash more dishes and cook more food. I'll meet you next Wednesday for another episode. Until then, may the God of peace fill you with His grace.